Welcome back to the Outlaw Ranch. Earlier I was telling y'all how I'm not going to get things right the first time and that I was a pretty bad mechanic. Well, that's also goes for me being a pretty poor fabricator. This is a bender I bought. I didn't buy it too long ago. It's from Swag Off-Road. The bender is amazing. It works very well, better than I do, that's for sure. Swag Off-Road is kind of more known for taking current products that are on the market and making them better. They do that for a variety of different products, benders included, but this was something that I actually bought from them. The stand, Swag Off-Road does not sell a stand with their benders, at least they didn't when I bought this. So this is a stand I built. It's not really finished. Don't look at the welds. They're horrible. I'll go ahead and just admit that now. Before I did any welding on this, it had only been 30 or 35 years since I welded anything. So it's good to know that they didn't get any better. My very first bending of tube was this one here. And this tube, while everything is 90 degrees and it works pretty well, the problem is the bracket that I have for the lower links is right here. And if I line that bracket up in the center of that tube, you can see there's significant amounts that are not touching the tube. So there would be no weld there. So we're only welding, I don't know, 8 or 9 inches of this 12 3/4 inch bracket. So, mistake number one. And I can't remember how much that piece of tube cost. Doesn't matter. It'll get cut up and probably used for bracing. So enter bends, bent tube number 2 and number 3. And this is the real miracle part of this. If you look, there's one stacked directly on top of the other. And you can kind of see that here when you look at the different lengths. They're different lengths. They're just kind of rough estimates, but they're exactly the same. And so I guess there are days where a blind squirrel finds a nut because I did it. And the reason why these had to be done is now when we put this bracket in its center of that tube, we now will have full weld all the way across this. The truck, it's not supposed to be like super heavy duty. I mean, it's not, I don't want to say it's a mega truck, but we're kind of borderline on that just because of the size of everything. These brackets, these U-shapes, will get welded up here to the frame. One of them, I think, starts somewhere in here. I think it's right here at the bottom of the frame. Comes down, I don't know, 2 feet or so, comes back over, and then it starts to come back up. And it comes up to where the frame starts to kick up here, which is why one side is slightly longer than the other, just erring on the side of caution. So these 3 pieces here represent, well, I think the stick was like 23 feet long or something like that. But the reason I can't really show the bending is because I have a real small compressor. The compressor that I have is a little DeWalt. I think it's like 15 gallon. Yeah, 15 gallon. The airflow is minimal for using that bender. The tubing that I bent is 188 wall, so think about 3/16-ish. And that compressor just struggles. So you'll start bending something and it kicks on and it'll run and it will never catch up. So while I would love to show how I got lucky twice here, and I found a blind squirrel found a nut twice in a row, I really can't. It's just so loud. It never really shuts off. It'll never catch up. And that's just from using what I have and not what I should have had. So I hope you all can appreciate this. This is what learning is all about. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't have anybody here around local that I know that bends tube or anything like that. So this just has to be learned on the fly. So stick with me. Hopefully we can learn together, and we'll catch y'all around next time.